Good morning, everyone. It's been a horrific 4 days now. For me, the worst that I've ever felt in my lifetime. Being born after the Yom Kippur War, I've never known such pain, such brokenheartedness. Besides our daughter Necha being in Israel, all of my first cousins who I've known all my life have been called up as reservists. Their children are all in the army. The country has been given the greatest blow since the Yom Kippur War. But our resolve, our strength, our commitment to the survival of Israel is stronger than ever. And that's what we have to understand. For us in America, the most critical thing is to be united as one community, to be strong, to be unwavering, to be constant, to get together, to make prayers and vigils and rallies, to support our organizations, to support our elected officials and let them be heard when they say the right things, to shout and to call those who don't say the right things. This is our moment. This morning, I gave a class to 15 people that I give every 2 weeks. And one of the guys got on to the class. And he said he runs a company of 100 people. And he said that he sent out an email to all the 100 people saying that if you can't condemn terrorism, barbarism, and savages, then you have no place in this company. And he said to me, he said, Rabbi, this is our 1942, 1943. I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to be or feel or think like the Jewish community of America did at that point. And it had a tremendous impact on me when he told me this story and what he did. And that's really what each and every one of us have to do. Now is not the time to hesitate. Now is not the time to be ambivalent. Now is not the time to think and to weigh our words, but to say and speak in loud and clear and unflinching words. Yesterday, the president of the free world, of the greatest country in the free world, President Biden, spoke in a very moving speech. But he said the story when he met Golda Meir after he had sat with her for an hour and heard all that went on in the Yom Kippur War. It was his first time in Israel 50 years ago. And then she said, come out for a picture, and he looked sad. And she said, you look sad. And he says, how could I not look sad after all that you've told me? And she leaned over to his ear and she said to him in these words, she said, we have a secret weapon I didn't tell you about. And he said, what's that? And she says, we have nowhere else to go. That is our story. We will fight. The Jewish people are strong. They're confident. I spoke to my cousins, reservists, as they were watching their communities in the middle of the night from terrorists. They've never been stronger, never had more conviction to do what's right. But they need our love, our support, our generosity. And that's what's important. This week is Genesis. And in Genesis we read the purpose of the world. The purpose of the world is Yehi Or, may there be light. And that's our job, to bring light to this world. But also it says first it was darkness and then came light. And the rabbis tell us, because the Torah wants to tell us that after there's darkness, there comes light. It's been so dark. It's been so painful. But we need to have hope. We need to have faith. We need to have strength. We need to have resolve. And we need to be together. In that sense, we're trying to do our best at Chabad to keep you updated with emails, to send support to Israel. We just funded a yishuv of 10,000 Jews in Adam to help them have the protection and the things they need for their volunteer reservists to protect them. We have to be together. This Friday, At 5:30 we will have a candle lighting at Shul, followed by a service, followed by a buffet kiddush. Saturday morning we will make special prayers at 11 o'clock for Israel. We will come together as a community. We will be stronger and we will prevail. On Yom Kippur, I told you the story that a few days into the Yom Kippur War, Golda Meir went to a missile depot where they were bringing more ammunition for the war. And from there, she was able to see the Valley of Tears, where so many Jews died in the Yom Kippur War. And when she came there, it was the beginning of the holiday of Sukkot. And as she came in, she saw 14 Jews davening, praying with a lulav and a trog. And she waited till they finished, and she said, Chag Sameach. And then they all turned around to her and they said, Chag Sameach. And one of the soldiers had the courage, and he looked at her and he says, Prime Minister Golda Meir. She says, in 1948, he says, I lost my grandfather and we won the war. In 1953, I lost my uncle and we won the war. In 67, my brother lost his arm and we won the war. And then he points to the Valley of Tears and he says, right here, I lost my best friend a few days ago and we're winning. Is it worth it? And Golda Meir looked at him and says, I feel your pain. I write down every person that we lost. I cry. I will take it to my grave. But I know that I rather deal with the confoundness and the problems of power than being powerless. When the Nazis killed us and hunted us down, no one wanted us, no one took us. The only land that's ours is the land that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Rivka, and Leah walked on. Our matriarchs and our patriarchs. And for that, it's worth it. Yes, it's painful what's happened in Israel, but knowing that we have an army and we have a people that will defend us is what keeps us going. And then she told him something else. She said, in 1948, I was the ambassador to Russia. And one day a year in Moscow only, because another place they didn't let them, the Jews gathered for Simchas Torah at the synagogue. 50,000 Jews. Some of them were wearing their red army uniform at the risk of their own life. And all they wanted to do is hug me and shake my hand. And they said, that thanks dear Golda Meir. Thank you, Golda Meir. Lang sollst du leben, Golda Meir. Long shall you live. And when I looked them in the eyes, all I could say back to them is that thanks to Fazayna Yidden. Thank you for remaining Jews. And that gave me the strength back then. And that gives every single one of us the strength now. I look at each and every one of you, and I know how many calls and emails I've got. What you all have done financially, emotionally, physically, for the people of Israel. We are one organ. We are one people. And we will prevail with each and every one of yours love, strength, and conviction. Be strong. Am Yisrael Chai. Be united. Get together with us all. And let us hear the words, Yehi Or, may there be light once and for all. God bless you all and have a great day.